My name is Michael Cheever, and in the 23 years that I've been in real estate, I've gone from zero in production to netting over $1 million and been responsible for over $500 million in closed transactions. I currently serve as the general manager of the Rawls Group. The NAR Settlement, 2 simple steps to solve this puzzle. Number 1, offers of cooperative compensation will no longer be allowed on the MLSs. How do you simplify this as a listing agent and a buyer's agent? As a listing agent, at the time of your listing agreement, get the pre-showing authorization agreement filled out by your seller. Have that form, save it on your phone. In the private remarks in the listing service, let agents know to text you for offer instructions. When you receive that text, you include the pre-showing compensation agreement along with any other offer instructions that you want to provide to that buyer's agent. And you see a property that your client's interested in seeing, you reach out to the agent and you make sure that you get a pre-showing compensation agreement. In the event that they don't have it, that's okay. Don't trip out. It's fine for you to show the property. Just have a conversation with your client that you've reached out or you've texted or you've emailed and you're not sure if they still want to see the property, go ahead. When you make the offer, you can use the brokerage compensation agreement as an exhibit in the contract. That's Form F-259. Form 259 is the broker compensation agreement. Include that with your buyer's offer, stipulating exactly what you're going to be paid in cooperative compensation. 2, buyer brokerage agreement must be signed before you show buyer property, either virtually or in person. What this looks like is having a buyer consultation with the buyer and getting them to understand the value that you're going to bring and authorize you to represent them in the purchase of their new home. Have that done prior to showing them property and you'll be in compliance. We're going to go into details in our next time together on exactly how to have that buyer consultation. As a preview, it's very similar to a listing consultation and nobody's freaking out about going on a listing appointment. We're all excited about going on listing appointments and going on listing consultations. And I want to walk you through how to structure the buyer consultation in the same way. So we had a great question come in. I have a buyer who said that they will not pay commission in addition to purchasing the property. What do I do? I had actually a very experienced agent who said that they were meeting with a buyer who had been a previous client. It had been a while, maybe 5 to 7 years. That buyer was now interested in buying another property. The agent had sent over the buyer brokerage and had explained to the buyer that in the event that the seller didn't pay the commission, then the buyer was going to be responsible, separate from any of their other expenses, to pay the commission. The buyer said, well, I'm not willing to do that. And the agent didn't take that client. Now, the agent was concerned about this, like, what do I do moving forward? I want to say this agent is very experienced and a smart person. It's just a matter of experience. If I were to tell you, you're going to buy this property and then you're going to pay this extra money, is that something that you want to do? No, said most buyers ever. If I explain to you that you're going to buy this property and in that purchase price, there's going to be expenses that you have. And one of those expenses is going to be the commission. What we're going to do is we're going to structure it to where it all rolls in together as a total expense. Well, every buyer is used to doing that. Y'all, every buyer pays all the expenses, unless it's a short sale, on every single thing. The buyer actually pays off the seller's mortgage if the seller has a mortgage. The buyer pays the commission. The buyer pays the closing costs. The buyer pays for everything. They're the only one bringing money to the table. Now, how the accounting is done on the money they bring to the table so that the deal financially works for them and the net works for the seller. That's the answer. Remember, we love hearing questions from you. Please ask them and we'll answer them. Crush it and have a great day.